right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive.
Excited to be here.
Today, we are taking a look at The Miracle Morning by
Yeah.
Hal Elrod.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually listened to the author himself in a podcast interview called Book Talk with Hal Elrod.
It's always good to hear from the source, right?
I think so, too.
Absolutely.
And I think this deep dive is going to be really good for anybody who's looking for practical strategies to improve their day.
Definitely. I think we could all benefit from that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm really intrigued by this whole concept of winning the morning to win the day.
Yeah. It's a powerful idea, right? Like setting yourself up for success from the moment you wake up.
Totally. And it makes so much sense, but it's like easier said than done.
For sure. And for a lot of us, the idea of being a morning person seems kind of,
Out of reach?
yeah, out of reach. Like it's this special club that we don't have the membership for.
I know. I used to feel that way for sure.
Yeah. Well, and that's exactly what Elrod addresses in the podcast, which I really appreciate.
Right. Like he debunks that whole myth.
Yeah, he does. And I think that's actually one of the most reassuring parts of his whole philosophy. It
Absolutely.
doesn't say you have to be this, cheerful, bouncy person at 6 a.m.
Right.
He just says that how you start your morning can have a huge impact on the rest of your day.
So it's more about creating a routine that works for you
Exactly.
and building those good habits.
Exactly. It's about taking control instead of letting the day control you.
And speaking of routines, he lays out this very specific method for crafting your own miracle morning.
Yes, he does the S.A.V.E.R.S method. It's kind of his claim to fame.
Okay, so let's dive into that because I'm really curious.
All right, let's do it.
What does S.A.V.E.R.S stand for?
So, S.A.V.E.R.S is an acronym, and each letter stands for a different part of the morning routine.
Oh, this is like my love language right here. Give me an acronym and I'm...
There you go.
There we go.
All right, so S, the first S stands for silence.
Silence.
Yes, starting your day with some quiet time.
Okay.
So that could be meditation, deep breathing, prayer, anything that helps you just kind of clear your mind and center yourself.
So like before you even look at your phone,
Ideally, yes, exactly.
just be with
Just
yourself.
be present for a few moments.
And how long does he suggest people do this for?
He's actually really flexible on the time thing. He says even just a few minutes can make a difference.
Okay.
Even just 5 minutes of quiet can really help you start the day in a more peaceful and grounded way.
So you don't have to like carve out an hour for meditation.
No, not at all. He really emphasizes that it's about finding what works for you and your schedule.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, so S is for silence.
Mm-hmm.
What's next?
All right. So next we have A for affirmation.
Affirmations.
Yes, and this is all about the power of positive self-talk.
I was just talking about this with my therapist the other day.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
It's really interesting.
So what are your thoughts on it?
I'm still like a little wary of it, to be honest. Like it feels
Yeah.
a little cheesy.
I get it. It can feel a little woo-woo at first,
Mm.
but there's actually a lot of science behind it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me more.
So the basic idea is that by repeating positive statements about yourself, you can actually start to change your beliefs and your mindset.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like you're reprogramming your brain to focus on the good instead of dwelling on the negative.
Okay, I could see how that would be helpful, especially first thing in the morning.
Right, exactly, because you're setting the tone for your whole day.
Yeah.
So instead of waking up and immediately thinking, oh, I'm so tired, or I have so much to do today,
Yeah.
you're starting with affirmations like, I am capable.
Okay.
I am strong. Today is going to be a great day.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of like faking it till you make it.
In a way, yes, but the more you do it, the more you start to actually believe those things.
Okay.
It's about creating new neural pathways in your brain.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, that is really cool.
So even if it feels a little weird at first, I encourage you to give it a try.
Okay. I'm willing to try anything once.
There you go.
All right, so we've got silence and affirmations.
That's right.
What about V?
V is for visualization.
Okay.
And this one's all about using the power of your imagination.
Okay.
So Elrod talks about spending a few minutes each morning visualizing yourself achieving your goals.
So like actually picturing it in your mind.
Yes, exactly. Like seeing yourself giving that presentation with confidence.
Okay.
Or crossing the finish line of that marathon.
Interesting.
Or whatever it is that you're working towards.
Okay.
And the key is to make it as vivid and real as possible.
Like really engage all your senses.
Exactly. So you're not just seeing it, but you're feeling it. You're hearing the sounds. You're even smelling the smells if there are any.
Okay.
And the more you can immerse yourself in that visualization, the more powerful it becomes.
Because it's almost like you're tricking your brain into thinking it's already happened.
In a way, yes. Your brain doesn't really know the difference between a real experience and a vividly imagined one.
Wow.
Yeah, so by repeatedly visualizing yourself achieving your goals, you're actually creating those neural pathways that will help you make it happen in real life.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff.
Okay, so we've got S for silence, A for affirmations, V for visualization. What about E?
E is for exercise.
Okay.
And this one is probably the most straightforward of the bunch.
I was going to say, yeah, I think I've got this one down.
You got it.
What are some of his tips for making exercise a consistent part of your morning routine? Because I know that's something a lot of people struggle with.
Yeah, that's a great question. And Elrod actually has some really practical advice for this.
Okay.
So, first of all, he emphasizes that it doesn't have to be anything crazy intense.
Okay.
You don't have to do a full-blown workout first thing in the morning.
Okay.
Even just 10 minutes of movement can make a huge difference.
Okay.
So that could be a brisk walk,
Okay.
some yoga, a quick height workout, whatever gets your blood flowing and your energy up.
Right. It's more about just getting your body moving than it is about, like, burning a certain number of calories.
Exactly.
Okay.
And his other big tip is to find something you actually enjoy doing.
Yeah, that makes a huge difference.
Right, because if you dread your workout, you're less likely to stick with it.
Exactly.
So maybe it's dancing to your favorite music,
Okay.
or going for a hike in nature,
Yeah.
or taking a spin class.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you feel good and gets you excited to move.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah, find something that's sustainable for you.
So don't feel pressured to do something that you hate just because you think you should be doing it.
Exactly. Listen to your body and find what works best for you.
All right, so we've got S for silence, A for affirmations, V for visualization, E for exercise. What's R?
R is for reading.
Reading.
Yep. And I'm not talking about scrolling through social media or reading the news.
Okay.
This is about dedicating some time to reading something that inspires you,
Okay.
something that educates you, something that helps you grow as a person.
So like books or articles.
Yes, exactly. So maybe it's a self-help book,
Okay.
a biography, a history book, a book on a topic you're interested in learning more about,
Okay.
whatever feeds your mind and expands your horizons.
And how much time should people dedicate to this?
Again, Elrod is really flexible on the time. He says even just 10 or 15 minutes can make a difference.
Okay.
The important thing is to be consistent with it.
To make it a habit.
Exactly.
So-
Instead of reaching for your phone first thing in the morning, reach for a book.
And
news.
what's the benefit of doing that?
Well, for one thing, it helps you start your day with a more positive and productive mindset.
Okay.
Instead of getting bombarded with negativity and distractions, you're filling your mind with inspiring ideas and knowledge.
Right.
And it's also a great way to learn and grow as a person.
So you're basically investing in yourself.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
All right, so S for silence, A for affirmations, V for visualization, E for exercise, R for reading. What's the last S?
The last S is for scribing. Yes. And this is all about taking some time to write.
Okay.
So that could be journaling,
Okay.
writing down your thoughts and ideas.
Okay.
Making lists, brainstorming, whatever, helps you get those thoughts out of your head and onto paper.
And what are the benefits of doing that?
Well, for one thing, it can help you gain clarity and perspective.
Okay.
Sometimes when we have a lot going on in our minds, it can be hard to see things clearly.
Yeah.
But by writing things down, we can start to make sense of them.
Okay.
And it can also be a great way to track your progress and identify areas where you want to grow.
Interesting.
Yeah, so maybe you start each day by writing down 3 things you're grateful for.
Okay.
Or you use your journal to reflect on your goals and how you're working towards them.
Okay.
Or you simply use it as a space to brain dump all the thoughts and ideas that are swirling around in your head.
Right, so it's kind of like decluttering your mind.
Exactly.
Okay, I could see how that would be really helpful.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to take a lot of time.
Okay.
Even just 5 or 10 minutes of writing can make a big difference.
All right, so that's the whole S.A.V.E.R.S method.
That's it.
Silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scrabbing.
Yep.
It seems like a lot to fit into one morning.
It can seem that way, but again, Elrod emphasizes that it's not about doing it all perfectly. It's about finding what works for you and gradually building up your routine over time.
So start small.
Exactly.
Sure.
Maybe you pick just 1 or 2 of these things to focus on at first.
Okay.
And then as you get more comfortable, you can add in more.
So what's the most important thing for people to remember about the miracle morning?
I think the most important thing is that it's not about becoming some kind of superhuman early riser.
Okay.
It's about taking control of your morning so that you can take control of your day.
And your life?
Exactly. It's about creating a routine that sets you up for success.
And makes you feel good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'd like to leave our listeners with this question.
Okay.
If you could design your ideal morning, what would you look like?
Ooh, that's a good one.
And what one small step can you take tomorrow morning to start making that ideal morning a reality?